Hey, thank you very much. Really pleased to be here at Hempfest. This is my first Hempfest, and I live in Detroit, Michigan. And I am here to tell you, first of all, Michigan has 200,000 medical marijuana patients registered in less than 4 years. And so things are really happening in Michigan. Michigan has reciprocity. If you have a medical marijuana card from any other state, you are protected under Michigan law up to 2.5 ounces of personal possession, and well, if you were growing 12 plants. So I was just telling a story to somebody, and when they called me, I said, well, I should tell this story on stage. It's kind of interesting. So I'm in Detroit. I've been practicing marijuana law for 25 years, basically. But for the last 10 years, I've really been concentrating in it, to the point where 5 years ago, I had a straight marijuana practice. Now, at that time, all the marijuana law in Michigan was criminal defense. That's all we had, unfortunately. Felonies, misdemeanors. And by the way, do not consent to any searches, right? Don't ever do that. So, yeah, Fourth Amendment. So, I've been practicing criminal defense law, and then all of a sudden we get the medical marijuana law, and I had no idea that was going to happen in Michigan, but I happened to be in the right place at the right time. Timing is everything. And so I jumped on that. I formed the law firm of Cannabis Counsel, and tomorrow you'll probably see me wearing the t-shirt with my logo. So now there are 4 lawyers in our law firm at Cannabis Counsel, and so we represent dispensaries and businesses, and also people who've been busted, unfortunately. But the story I was going to tell was that we needed a home, and so real estate is cheap in Detroit. I mean, cheap. So they're giving stuff away. So I was lucky enough to find this building. I used to drive by it every day on my way to work at this office I used to rent, and they wanted $1 million for this building, and well, I got it for about, you know, 1/10 of that. But the point of the story was, this building used to be a radio station, and the radio station in Detroit was WWWW. And at that time, it was in the 70s, it was a rock and roll radio station. And in fact, Howard Stern was the DJ who got a start there in Detroit at W4. And the Stern story is that W4 changed their format one weekend from rock and roll to country, and Howard Stern came to work on Monday and said, I am not playing country music, I quit. Okay, well, the short version is, I ended up buying that building, and the studio that they used as the broadcast studio has turned into the medication lounge for our clients who are patients. So if you come to Detroit, you can come into the lounge. There's a Steinway grand piano in there in 1920. There's a tuba, a trombone, a ukulele, a harmonica, a guitar. That's actually a 6-string that I bought for my 50th birthday that I never learned to play. And there are a couple other musical instruments, so I invite you all to come to Detroit and to Michigan. But I'm here as the representative of Michigan NORML. I'm the executive director of Michigan NORML. This year, yeah, right on. We need to legalize it. You know, some people say, oh, we shouldn't have a lawyer as director of NORML because, hell, he'll be out of a job if we legalize it, so he's working against his own interests. Right, yeah, So I can't get a job doing anything else. You know, that's the problem. So anyway, here we are, and I think we need to legalize it. So we started a petition drive this year. We needed 323,000 signatures in Michigan. We ended up with 54,000 signatures. I mistakenly thought that volunteers would get up and do this work to just repeal prohibition, but it doesn't happen that way. I guess I'm not as good a marketer as I need to be. So we need to raise a bunch of money. We're planning to do that in the next year or two and do it right. And we're looking for Washington and Oregon and Colorado to lead the way in legalizing marijuana so that the rest of us, so that we can see a wave across the country. You know, I'm in Michigan, which is just an island in the middle between Rhode Island and Oregon or Colorado. There aren't a whole lot of medical marijuana friendly states yet. But, you know, Arkansas is on the ballot this year, and there are some other states that are on the ballot this year, and we need to support that. So everybody needs to make sure that you're registered. Get registered to vote. Woo! And vote to legalize it. All right. So I'm looking forward to some really good music here this afternoon. Thank you very much. I'm Matthew Abel from Michigan NORML, and come on to Detroit. It's beautiful. Peace out.